Hi YouTube, how are you? Sorry for scratching my ear. Just started and boom. Happy 2025. I've not been on here since November, which is quite some time. So I thought it was time I hop back on. I had a very busy Christmas season. And then had a wonderful Christmas. I hope you all did. There's a candle for us. And I got sick just after New Year's. So I really have had things, mulling over in my head and things that I've wanted to come on and talk about. But each time I've wanted to come on, just have not had the energy. So I just, listened to my body and did what I needed to do. 2025, we've started the year off with Mars retrograde, and I think that's great because Mars is the planet of action. The way we move our energy, it's asking us to pull it back in, sit with it, think about it, maybe re-strategize, reassess, all the re's. And in Cancer's a water sign. It's nurturing. Mars isn't really always comfortable in Cancer, but one of the things I found for myself personally with my own personal chart is I'm a Gemini rising, so I can often try to think things instead of feel them. And I was reminded of that with this Mars retrograding back into Cancer. So be there till, I think it's February 23rd. Don't quote me on that. My mind's a little, but I think that's a great way to start the year instead of just jumping in like we normally do, right? Where the New Year's here and we want to get going and try new things and commit to all these different things. But, I think committing to self, starting year that way is, for me, has been helpful. I was having a conversation with Spirit on, 2025 and moving forward, and I had a conversation. I also had a really interesting dream, and in the conversation first, I heard game changing for 2025, which is really interesting because that's kind of what I was feeling, but it came in very quick. I'm leaving out a lot of parts in the conversation, but 2025 is going to be a real game changing year, and 2026 is going to be epic, is what I heard. And so, not to jump ahead, but the one really feeds into the other. 2025 is going to be game changing because we have a time now in our evolution. We're moving into an epoch that has not happened before with so many planets changing signs. So we're going to really, our evolution is going to really be propelled forward, evolved. It's going to be lighter, but we don't know how this is going to look. So I'm going to not really go any further than that because honestly, we have no way of knowing, and the only thing we do have is the now moment. So I think just staying in the now and being optimistic and hopeful and really excited and curious is what will determine what that's going to be like for you as an individual level. On a collective level, I think it's going to be mind-blowing. So I look forward to seeing how that plays out. But in my dream, I dreamt that, and I dreamt this dream on New Year's Eve. I was with a group of people and we were talking about how, and it was like end of November, beginning of December, that kind of area. And we were timeline, sorry. We were talking about how wow, 2025 has gone so fast. And we were talking about how everything we were thankful for 2025. So it was really discombobulating when I woke up. I was just like, oh my God, I feel like this year is really going to like, pew, shoot us forward. So that's another reason for me personally. I think just being in the very now moment, staying present is super important because it's going to go so fast, and the rest of this decade is probably going to continue to really move forward quickly, especially with all the air and fire that we're now in. Another thing that's big this year is I have a list here I wrote because I wasn't sure what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. But one of the other things that is big is where our nodes are changing. We've been in January 11th, they changed. We're moving from Aries, Libra access to Pisces, Virgo access, and they'll stay there for 18 months, so June 2026, I think. Now, in your own personal chart, you will have your own node that you came in to work towards, but collectively speaking, we're shifting from this Aries into the Pisces, whereas it's the higher expression of ourselves, the spirituality, the going beyond, the compassion. So it would be interesting. I was looking at Canada's chart because I'm from Canada, and our chart as a country has a lot of planets in Pisces. So it's going to be a really big year for our country. And I think it's a really good reason for all of us to really stay grounded, because in the Pisces, in life in general, but in the Pisces Virgo axis, to go higher, we have to be really rooted here on Earth. And having a grounded practice can really help us navigate through whatever's going to be coming up. Doesn't mean it's going to be terrible. Even when something good happens, we can get excited and feel out of control. So not that we're going to try to control it. Pisces is all about flowing with that go. And so I think whatever grounds you will be, super beneficial. Whether it's being by water, lighting a candle gazing, writing. Writing is big for me. Get things out of my head. Being in nature. I have been drawn to this winter, just having the fireplace on my TV, just to really feel like I'm connected in. It's also super soothing to my nervous system. And being a Gemini rising, Gemini rules the nervous system, and Mercury as well. And I really feel things through my nervous system. I've learned over the years that tuning into my body really gives me a heads up of where I'm at and what's going on. And there's so much hype and spin in the news, I don't even watch the news, but in the social media. And it's easy to gauge where we're at when we know our nervous system. It's very helpful. So yeah. So staying grounded, staying true to yourself. I think this year's going to bring up a lot of things maybe that we didn't want to see collectively and in our own life as well, because we all have these areas in our chart. You want to look in your chart for any points or planets that you have in these axes to see what might be activated. You may or may not have anything in those areas. It will still affect you on a collective level. Like you can feel the energy moving through when we have planets or points. That's when it becomes really personal. So getting your own, chart and looking at it and starting to learn and understand what it means for you is super helpful. I've been studying astrology. I didn't realize, I looked back, I really started back in 2013, which is hard for me to believe. And then it was last year where I took it professionally. I have been up and down and in and out and all around. Some things I was certain on, and then they changed, and then I've learned new things. I have learned that even within that community of astrology, there's hype and spin. And I've come to the belief that there really are no bad aspects. They're just energy. And when we learn how to work with them, it's just easier. This whole idea of everything having to be challenging, I don't know. It doesn't really land with me anymore. I still have ups and down days with things, but I know how to navigate it now because I know how to navigate myself. I know how I feel. I mean, you want to know where you're at, sit with your body. Your body will tell you. And it doesn't lie. So I think I'll leave it there. And I will be back soon. I'm not sure what I really want to touch on next. If you have a suggestion or something you want to hear about, I'll see if I can do something on that. But as for now, I wish you a very happy 2025 year, an exciting year, an optimistic year, and I will be back soon. Bye for now.